This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Cloud DevOps Batch 50. So before I start the session, I would like to give a quick recap on what's been covered in the previous session. In the previous session, we provisioned a machine and we tried to connect to the Linux. Okay, so I would like to show you one more time. Also, yesterday, couple of people, not couple, 3 to 5 people have reported that they are not able to use my image. If you, AMI from the cloud, if you guys are not able to use my AMI, that's absolutely okay. You can also make your own AMI. I'll tell you how to do that today. So before that, we'll first stick to the traditional approach of how to connect to the machine using the passwordless authentication. Okay, passwordless authentication, again, a lot of people have asked me, so I'd like to show this one more time. How do you connect to the machine using keys? Very simple, easy. Scroll down. So before I proceed further, anyone have any questions?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we do a quick recap on yesterday's class?
Mhm. So yesterday we tried to connect to the Linux machine using passwordless. Yes, it's worked. Also, we saw that passwordless authentication is not the standard, and instead incorporate we use username and password. So I also made an AMI. I have my own AMI which uses with the username and password called as CentOS and DevOps 321, and many people were able to access it, and few of the people were not able to access it. For those who are not able to access it, I'm gonna tell you how to do that. Okay, also we saw a couple of 3 to 4 commands on Linux how to do that. That's all. Okay, I would like to revamp what it is. Okay, so I would like to recap the passwordless authentication one more time. We are going to generate this key pair. Okay, a lock and a key, and the lock is called as a public key and the key is called a private key. Lock, whenever you are creating a machine, you are going to attach it, and key, whenever you are trying to connect to the machine, you are going to use it. Okay, so let me do it one more time. Since we already have the keys generated, so I'm not going to generate the keys one more time. Okay, so I'm not going to generate the keys one more time. Open your git bash. Okay, let me open the git bash. Open my git bash. For certain people who comes, okay, so also yesterday a few people have reported that, hey Manu, for you it is getting as master, for me why it is not getting this. I customize it certain things, even if it is visible or not visible, that's okay. Also we have b40 key created, ls-ltr. Okay, so we created a folder and ssh-keygen has generated this. Okay, all right. In case if you want me to do again, let me do it one more time. Let me remove these, assuming that we have nothing. Lot of people got issues, so I'm trying to do it one more time. I'm trying to connect to the console. Okay, if you're not comfortable with ssh-keygen, you can also generate this way. Okay, let me show you. Dot 6 a.m. 6 a.m. I'm signing with my account. This is the 6 a.m. training account. Done. And I want to go to the EC2 service. I'm just trying a recap on this, as few people have issues with key pair authentication, which is fundamentally should be known to everyone. So I'm generating. So let me delete all the key pairs. Okay, only one pair. I'm just deleting everything. Okay, so I just want to create a key pair. So it's the key pair name should be, I'm giving the name as B50 because this is my batch 50. So you have two options, PEM key or PPK. Ensure you generate the PEM. I'm telling one more time, ensure you generate the PEM key, PEM. Okay, ensure you generate the PEM key. Just create the key pair. That's all. Your key pair is generated. Just save this in the B50 folder that you have created. Copy this. Simple. Copy this. Go inside your B50 folder and just save it. See, users, Manoj, B50. Where is my B50? This is my B50. That's all. Save it. Done. Okay. Now I want to connect to that machine. Right now, let's create a brand new machine. Okay. So yesterday, CentOS 7 image was not there, right? Let's find out some other image. Okay. So they revoked the base image, so that's okay. Lab
Sir,
image.
sir, how you
Go ahead.
saved it?
Which one? How you
Now
means?
you saved it in folder, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
it means
I do. I've downloaded the file. I put it inside the B50 folder. That's all.
Okay, okay, okay.
Copy, paste. Okay. So browse the images. Just type CentOS. I just saw one image in US East 1. Okay. So US-East-1 CentOS. Somewhere I saw one image. It's a very nice image. Okay. So they have an image for CentOS 7 also. Okay, and the published date is 2nd of August 2022. That means it is also the latest image. Okay, so guys, whenever you use any image, just check how latest it is. You should not use images which are extremely old. All right, let's take this image. Okay, USC East one image CentOS 7. Just copy this. Not copy, just select this. Okay, I would like to create an instance, and always go with free tier instance, because T2 micro comes with a free tier eligible. So T1 micro and T2 micro are the two instance types that Amazon offers it as a part of the free tier account. So T2 micro gives you 1 CPU and 1 gigs of memory. Select that. Which key pair I should be using, guys? B50. Okay, all right, done. Launch the instance. So now your instance is getting launched. Let it launch. Click the instance. Now you have the public IP and private IP. Okay, now you have the public IP and the private IP. Copy this. Your instance state is still in the pending state. That means Amazon has not yet allocated resources to this machine. We need to wait. We need to hold on for a while. Okay, we need to hold on for a while. Let it wait. Yeah, sorry. Okay, before it comes to running state, anyone have any questions? So copy this. Go here and ensure you're in the folder where you have copied the key. Okay, ssh-i p50.pem. What is the username? Username is CentOS. Okay, the default user account in CentOS is CentOS. That's all. Okay, still connecting. Let it wait. Seems like the instance status checks are not yet qualified. If you see the status checks, they are not. They are also coming to running state. Okay, wonderful. Then why we are not able to connect? Still initializing. Let's wait. Yeah, sorry. Opening unwanted tabs. Let it wait. Before it connects, anyone have any questions? Yes, it's connecting. All right. So I have connected to the Linux machine. Done. Guys, anyone have any questions so far? Guys, anyone have any questions so far? How to connect to
Yeah,
a Linux machine?
hi
Uh-huh.
Manu. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
hi.
before when we connect this Linux server,
Mm-hmm.
we don't created a B50 PEM key, I guess. Just B50 only we connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a name.
So,
That's, that's
yeah.
just a name. In Linux, the file format doesn't have much value.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But just to go a little bit advanced, in keys also you can generate two types of files, putty format file and PEM format file. So if
Okay.
you are not using putty, we need to download PEM. But it doesn't matter to us when you're using Mac or Git Bash. Okay, it only matters when you use shells like Eggshell and all. Okay, so that doesn't matter unless until you give SSH-i. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, in case if you are not comfortable in every time entering what is the key and all, instead if you want some graphical user interface, okay, we have Eggshell, right? So you can tell Eggshell that this is the key. Just type Eggshell. If you are not comfortable in entering V40 key, all these things, nonsense. You don't want that. What you can do is just open the Eggshell. The Eggshell, on the top, you have tools option, right? Guys, can you see this? So go to the tools, user key manager. Just import the key into this tool. Where is B50? This is the one. That's all. SSH, CentOS. You don't have to mention any of these things now. What is the IP address of it? This is the IP address of it, right? Just copy it. Go to your Excel. So it will ask you which key that you want to connect. Okay. So we have only one key. Just connect that. That's all. Okay. If you are having 10 keys, let's say if you are working for project A, project B, project C, if you are having multiple keys, you don't have to remember. Okay. You can either use git bash or Excel. If you are okay, if you are based out of Mac, just use this way. If you have Windows, just use this way. That's all. Anything works. Okay. Anyone have any questions? I'd like to pause for a minute to take up questions.
Yeah, yesterday, like whatever you
Uh-huh.
have given that cloud image, like I was
Hmm.
like unable to connect to it.
Uh,
It is showing
yeah.
something like Amazon product issue or
Subscription.
something.
Yes, yes, yes.
Subscription issue.
There are a couple of issues with AWS, and yesterday a lot of issues across the world regarding the Node.js image, EMA is not found. A lot of things are going on. Okay, but nothing should stop us. Okay, today I'll show you how to make our own images. Okay, if you are landed into such
Okay.
situations, how to make our own images, how I have to depend on someone. Okay, so
Okay.
my production is based upon this image. The owner of the image has revoked it. What I should do? Okay, let's see that. Okay.
And one more thing, like
Uh-huh.
you told that you have given like noted some that public IP of yours and connect your machine, right? And
Correct.
yeah, so I'm unable to connect to the machine, like your machine.
Which machine?
It is showing that connection failed.
Which machine?
Uh, like in the yesterday session, you have mentioned some public IP, like whenever you have created that cloud image, and
Hmm.
you has to note that public IP and connect to your server machine.
Have you connected to the server which you have created in your account?
My server, no.
No. So right after the session, I'm turning off my machine, right? So what you
Okay,
need to do
I
is you
got
need to
it.
create an AWS account and you need to create a server and you need to practice in your account.
Yeah, that I created in the first session itself. But yesterday, like, okay, if your server is running, then we can able to connect your machine, right?
No, you should not
This is
connect
the
to my
public IP.
machines. You should
Okay,
you should connect to your machines which you have created because my
okay,
keys of
okay.
you got my point? See, as an
Yeah.
individual, I am doing on your behalf. You should do things on your account.
Okay,
Okay?
then what about this? Like yesterday, I have given the username and password, right? Like
Uh-huh.
CentOS and DevOps 321.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what is it for? Like, I mean, and what purpose? Like, where we can use it?
We'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
So where we can use it is for all the lab because in the reality, using keys is not the reality. So typically people use AWS username and password only. I mean, CentOS username and password only.
Yeah, that I got it. Yeah.
Okay. But Amazon doesn't provide any of the images with the username and password. So I made my own image.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I got it. Okay.
Am
Yesterday, like, okay, we couldn't
Amazon
able
doesn't allow
to.
you. Correct.
Okay.
Amazon, you don't find any image.
Okay. Yeah. So yesterday, if we were able to connect your image, then it will pop up for username and password. Then we will have to
Correct.
enter those.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah.
Today I'll show you how
Got
to
it.
make that own AMI. Okay.
Okay.
Today I'll show you how to
Yeah.
make that.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, anyone? My machine is ready. I'm good. So let's see. So how to should what is the command to read a file? So cat exe is a folder. Anyone? How to see the resources? Proc CPU info. So it's cat is a command to read a file in the proc folder, PROC folder. So there is a file named proc info. So you can find the CPU related information. How many CPUs are there? Which brand it is? Whether it is 64-bit or 44-bit, 64-bit or 32-bit. It's a 2.4 gigahertz processor. And if you want to see the same memory related information, you can see that
So this is for the present, whatever the server we have created.
for any server.
Yeah,
Great.
any server like right now, like whatever we have created, that
Correct.
one we are seeing.
Correct. All right. So this is how you can see the list of CPUs and memory. And how do you see the list of disk in the machine? Anyone? sudo fdisk. Okay, fdisk is a command to see the list of disks, but it will prompt you certain errors. But if you want to see the list of disks, it is telling you to give a -l. Okay, so -l gives you the list of disks that are attached. It says that I do not have any permission. Okay, in Linux there are two types of users. One is privileged user and then is a normal user. Privileged user is
Normal.
nothing but, okay, privileged user is like, okay, privileged user is like root user, administrator user. Just like in Windows you have administrator account, right? Similarly in Linux we have something called as a root user. He's just like a boss. Okay, he's a boss in Linux and he can literally do anything. So but we don't give access to root user to any of the user in the Linux environment. We only give sudo access to them. Okay, what is sudo? So whenever you got any permission denied exceptions, you just type sudo, just start of the command. So you get temporarily root privileges. You will get the privileges temporarily. Okay, this is how you can see the list of disks. Okay, how can you create the file? How can you create the file? Anyone? How can you create the file?
Yes, file. Yeah, something. Touch.
Touch.
Yeah, touch.
File
Touch is the
name.
command. Yes,
Yeah,
touch
yeah,
name of
dot
the file name.
txt or something. Yeah.
Okay,
Dot
so
file.
touch log. C.log. This is how you create the files. So we covered this in the previous session, but just trying to explain it one more time. Touch a.log. So in Linux, things are case sensitive. ls gives you the list of files. Okay. In Linux, things are case sensitive. So that's the reason you can see a.log and b.log as two different files. Okay, Linux is case sensitive, and Linux don't care anything about your. Okay, Linux don't care anything about your. Okay, Linux don't care anything about your extension. There is no difference between .log file or .txt file or .ppt file because Linux don't care it. As a human, just for our understanding, we are creating. Okay, so if you want to see some extra details like creation date, a timestamp, size, all these things, you can give space -ltr. Okay, you can give that. Now you will come to know, okay, when it is created, at what time, in which order also it is created, all these things you can see. And how do you rename a file? MV, name of the file that you want to rename, along with the name of the file that you want. So I want to rename the file a.log as devops.txt. Now the a.log is changed to devops.txt. Okay, so till this extent we have seen the previous session. Okay, any questions? Shall we proceed further? All right. All right. So in total in Linux we have, okay, Linux is all about files, guys. Linux in total, everything is a file. Okay. You say something, it's a file. You say something, it's a file. You say something, it's a file. In Linux, everything is a file. So in Linux in total, we have 7 variants of files. Linux, we have 7 variants of files, and these are the types of files. Okay, so these are the types of files that we have in Linux. So one is a directory file. In Linux, folders are called as a directories. Okay, and regular files where you enter the data, save the data. And next is links. So just link is just like shortcut files that you create in Windows. Okay, and next is block devices. The list of disks that are attached to your machines are also referred as files, but those are all files of type block. And character files, socket files, and named pipeline files. So these are something which are used by developers, so we don't have to care much. So but in interviews purpose, if you see any of the places which of the following is not a type of file, so you should know the answer for it. Okay, so all right, so directory file, regular file, link file, and block devices. That's all. Rest of the three character socket named pipelines, we don't care about it. All right, so these are the different types of files in Linux. Okay, these are the different types of files in Linux. Okay, and another important point is a directory structure in Linux is something we need to know. This is very important. Fundamentally, this is the first topic we need to know. Directory structure in Linux. So typically in Windows, if this is your disk, okay, if this is your disk, this is your disk. Okay, let's say this is 512 GB disk, and this disk you logically provision it to multiple pieces. Like you'll partition it. You'll partition it as C disk, Okay, and you'll partition it as D disk. In the C disk, operating system will be there. In D disk, you will save some education related files. Okay, in let's say you have created another file for another drive called as E and another F, all the films will be there inside this. Okay, you are logically deleting this, right? So even if you delete something inside this, there won't be impact to this. Even if you delete something, there won't be impact to this. So even though the single disk is logically provisioned into multiple pieces in Windows, right, guys, right? So in Linux, it's not like that. Okay, in Windows, it's not like that. Everything is a single structure, and the structure starts always with root. Okay, this is referred as root. Root is nothing but which is the first part of anything is referred as root. When someone says your root should be true, your root should be strong. Okay, the forward slash. Okay, this is called as a root. Everything that you see in Linux will be in under this root only. Okay, it should be under the root only. Guys, please go on mute. Thank you. Sunil, can you please go on mute? All right, thank you. Okay, so directory structure in Linux. So it's not like C drive, D drive, E drive. No. So this is how the directory structure of the Linux looks like. Directory structure in Linux. Let me show you that. This is one of my favorite image. Copy that image. This is how the directory structure of Linux looks like, guys. Okay. Oh, okay, this is the directory structure of Linux look like. Everything, whatever the folders, subfolders that you see, everything will be under something called as root. If you delete this root, your system will be gone. That's the reason we don't give root access to everyone. Okay, so all the users should have some home directory. If Shraddha logs in, she should have some home directory to save something. If Santosh logs in, he should have some directory. If Sachin logs in, he should have some directory. If Suparna logs, she should have some directory. So each and every user who is created in the system will have a home user account. Okay, this is the one home user account. And etc all the system configuration. I'm going to tell what each and every system, each and every folder does inside the root directory. Just try to remember it. If not, that's okay. All the users who logged into the system, they should have some working directory, right? Like their like the space where they can save the things. So those directories will be there inside the home, inside the root, inside the home, and slash etc all the system configuration related files will be there inside the etc, and all the devices, pen drives, all these things that you have attached will be seen here. Boot. Boot is nothing but all the operating system related components. When you're installing your operating system, all the operating system related components will be there inside the slash boot module, slash boot directory, and all the commands that you're executing, cat command, mv command, cp command, ls command, whatever the commands that you're executing, those are also some programs in the background, right? Those will be saved inside this bin. Proc, all the CPU and memory information related information will be there inside the prod. Slash root. Slash root is the home directory of the user root. Has been all the commands executed by the root user will be saved inside this. So like this, each and every thing will have its own importance. Okay. So typically this is how the structure of a Linux. So let's say if this is root. Okay, inside the root you have another folder. Let's say this is another folder. Inside the root there is another folder A. Okay, and inside the folder A you can have multiple subfolders. Let's say I have created the file folder B. Inside the folder B I have created a file named a.txt. Okay, and this will be referred as slash root. Inside a folder, inside a folder, B folder is there. Inside B folder we have created what we have created a.txt. a.txt. Okay, all right. Now I will ask you one question. In which directory you are on? How will you come to know? Now you understood. Inside A directory, B directory, A.txt is there. Now inside your system, in which directory you are in, what is the default directory? How would I come to know in which directory I am in? So pwd is a command which stands for present working directory. If you hit that command, you will come to know in which directory you are in. Okay, in which directory you are in. Home CentOS. Okay, if Shraddha logs in, her account will be home Shraddha. If Sunil logs in, home CentOS. If Suparna logs in, home Suparna. If Swapnil logs in, home Swapnil. Like that it will be there. All right, guys. Okay, now I know how to create a file, but how should I create a directory? How should I create a directory? So mkdir is the command to create a directory. I want to create a directory with the name test dir. Okay, now hit ls. You can see ls-ltr. You can see the directory created. How do I come to know whether it is a directory or a file? Anyone in the session can tell me, how do I come to know whether it is file or a directory? Anyone?
It start from D. If it is a directory, it start from D.
Correct.
On the
So correct. If the start of the file starts with the D, that means it is a directory. If the start of the file is hyphen, that means it's a normal file. Okay. So also I don't need these things. Let me delete this. Okay. rm. If you want to delete rm is a command hyphen rf recursively and start. Oh, just that's looking odd. So I'm just trying to remove. Just ignore this if you don't understand. That's okay. I'll tell you. It's a big file 4096. I terminated it just to save time. So this is the file. This is the directory which we have created. Now, in which directory we are in? We are inside the pwd directory. Now, I want to create some application files inside the test directory. I want to move inside that directory and I want to create the files. Okay. We know touch is a command to create a file. Okay. app.a.txt. This is how we create a file ls-ltr. You can see the file created, but I want this file to be created inside this test directory. What I should do? I know in which directory we are in, pwd. How should I move to the test directory? Cd is a command. Cd is a command to change the directory. Cd is a command to change the directory. So I want to move inside the test. So I would like to move into this directory. Now, in which directory you are in? You are inside the home CentOS, inside the test directory. Now you can create all the files of your test. Okay, touch a1.txt, touch p2.txt, ls-ltr. Okay, now you have all the files. In which folder these files are there, guys? Inside the home CentOS test directory. Okay, this is how you can move, you can switch between the directories. Okay, now you are inside this directory, right? Now I want to move back to the directory. Okay, now I want to move one back. In the Linux world, dot stands for move one directory back. Okay, move one directory back. So I need to say cd space dot is nothing but move one directory back. Okay, cd means move one directory back. Earlier we are inside the test directory, right? Now we are not inside the test directory. We just moved one step back. Okay, dot stands for one step back. Single dot stands for present working directory. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, all right. We know how to create a directory. We know how to create a file. Let's talk about users. Okay, how to manage all these things. Let's talk about it. Reading the files. Okay, so guys, Linux is all about files and directories. Linux is all about files. Again, directory is also files of type. Linux is all about files. Okay, so Linux is all about files, so we should know how to read a file, how to sort a file, how to search a file, how to edit a file, and how to, okay, organize the file. Okay, how to organize the file. It is very important because when you are a cloud or a DevOps engineer, you need to optimize a lot of things. Okay, you need to optimize a lot of things. If you know these shortcuts, you can make your life easy. Okay, you can make your life easy. Okay, now in system there could be a lot of users, right? Let's say if in your organization they have created, okay, if in your organization if you are having 300 employees, and out of 300 employees 200 are application team who needs access to the servers. So when they join the organization, we typically need to provision the user accounts and we need to give it to them, right? That means if Chandra joins their organization, he should have an account. If Bhargav joins the account, he should have an account. If Ambika joins the account, he should have an account, right? Ambika Patil at the rate IP address. She need to sign in to do her day-to-day job, right? Now, how do I come to know the list of user accounts that are created in this machine? Okay, how do I come to know the list of user accounts that are created in the machine? Okay, so we know one principle in Linux, everything is a file. That means to see the list of user accounts in the Linux machine, we need to know a file where it contains the list of user accounts, right? So what is a command to read a file? Cat is a command to read a file, and all the system configuration related information will be there inside a folder called as, what is that folder? etc. etc is a folder where you can see the list of all the system configuration related files. Okay, and there is a file called as passwd. This is a file irrespective of the flavor of Linux. I'm telling one more time, irrespective of the flavor of Linux. Okay, irrespective of the flavor of Linux, you can see the list of user accounts. Okay, you can see the list of user accounts that are there in the machine. Can you see this? These are the list of user accounts that are present in the system. Hey Manu, but you said only CentOS will be there by default. No, lot of user accounts will be created in each and every flavor of Linux. Root is a fundamental user account who is the super user which will be there by default, and another account is based on the type of flavor that you're using. There will be one default account. If you are using Red Hat is the default user account. If you are using CentOS, CentOS is the default account. If you are using Amazon, if you are using Amazon Linux is the default user account. EC2 user is the default account. So like this, default user accounts will also be created. So Manu, how do I come to know which is the default user account? So you can either do a Google search. This is also a very important question. How do you come to know the default user account in any flavor of Linux on cloud? So you can just a Google search default user account in CentOS. CentOS 7 AWS. You can search this way. They'll tell you CentOS. Okay. If not, easy to user. Now, how do I come to know? How do I come to know? So among all, what is the default user account in all the flavors of Linux? Anyone? Anyone can tell me? Anyone? What will be the account which will be there in all the service accounts?
Root.
Correct. So let's try that way. Okay. Let's assume we only know the IP address of it. Let's say root. Let's say we don't know what is the user account. This is also most commonly asked question. How do you come to know the default user account without searching in internet? Just say you don't know, so you're just trying with a root, just for the heck of it. Just yes, B50. Now you got an error. Hey, you're trying to log in as a root user. Please use CentOS, which is the default user account. Guys, did you get this? Please log in as the user CentOS rather than the root. This is with this warning also we can find it out. All right, guys, got my question? Got my context? Guys, you got it? Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is how we can also see with which user account we are signing in. Okay, this is one way. That machine.
Sir, you are not audible.
All right. Sorry, I'm speaking on mute. So now cat we saw. Okay, if I want to see the list of options in cat, just type cat hyphen hyphen h. We can see the list of all the options. And among all, okay, I could see there is an option called n. N stands for number. Numbers all the output lines. So that means it gives a prefix a number. Let's see cat hyphen n. It's gonna show me an output line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that next to each line. Okay, so the total number of lines is 23. The total number of files is 23. Okay, all right. Now just like how you have a cat, you also have a command called as tag. Okay, if you want to print the same file in reverse order, instead of cat just type tag. Instead of cat just type tag. The same file will be printed in reverse order. Okay, the same file will be printed in reverse order. Let me duplicate and show you. This is the advantage of Excel, where I can open multiple tabs for the demonstration and all. So this is tag printing the file in reverse order. Now if you see the same thing, prints from top to the bottom order. So first is root, last is CentOS. Here first is CentOS, last is root. Just the order of execution, that's all. But it doesn't make any difference, just for your purpose to understand and how to print the output. Okay. All right. So guys, one more thing. When you're reading a file, what exactly is happening? Anyone have any idea? You have a computer, you want to read a file. This is your file which has CPU. This is CPU and this is memory. RAM. Let's call it the map. RAM or memory, whatsoever it is. You have a file and the size of the file is, let's assume 100 MB. 100 MB text file. Let's assume. If if your system has to read the file, what exactly will happen in the background? Anyone have idea? What exactly happens in the background? As soon as you open the file will be loaded into the system memory, right? System memory. Once it is inside the system memory, then only your processor can process that and can show you the information. Am I correct? Guys, am I correct?
Yes.
If your CPU has to process anything, it should be in the system memory, right? 2.7 gigahertz.
Yeah.
It's true, right? Now it's a 1 GB memory. Now let's say if it is 500 MB, what will happen?
It will be slow, like it reads slow. It consumes some memory. The file consumes some memory.
If it is 800 MB, if it is 1000 MB, is 2000 MB file, what will happen? Your system go for a hung, right? Whenever
Yes.
your system goes for a hung, that means the resources are consumed to a greater extent. That means the resources have consumed above the threshold. That means 100% of your resources are consumed. Okay, what if your 2000 MB file, okay, I'm saying what if the 2000 MB of file has 20,000 lines? 20,000 lines. Okay, out of these 20,000 lines, you are interested in reading only the top 10 lines. Top 10 lines, or you're interested in reading the bottom 20 lines. You're interested in only reading the bottom 10 lines or bottom 50 lines, or you're interested in reading the line number between 15 to 20, right? If you're interested in reading, so do you think that does it make sense to load the entire file, to load the entire 20,000 lines? Or is it make sense only if we know something where we can optimize and we can see only the 10 lines or the lines of our choice? Which one is good?
Only few lines.
Correct. So files are very much important. So in production there could be very bigger files and it doesn't make any sense to read the complete file just to fetch certain data. Let's say your application is doing some sales and you're interested in seeing the last three lines. What is the net, what is the gross, and what is the tax that we have paid to the government? Only the three lines, which is the last. So it doesn't make any sense to load the all 20,000 lines. That means the file has to go to the memory and the memory has to be processed by the CPU. That means we are wasting our resources. Okay, so We have a couple of tools called as cat, not cat, head and tail. Using these tools, we can mention top lines or bottom lines. Okay, head prints the top 10 lines by default. Okay, prints. Guys, organizing the files is very important, very important. Without this, your life is going to be mess. Okay, it's very important. And let's say there are certain situations, if you don't know all these shortcuts and all, if you are working with your colleagues and if they ask you to share your screen and they'll help you and they'll tell you, hey, fetch the first 6 lines and fetch the 8 lines, or get the lines between 15 to 10, you cannot open the whole file and count the file number 1 2 3. No, they'll understand you know nothing. Okay, these are the shortcuts you need to use. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Even in my organization, I recently observed one girl entered into the organization with the 6 years experience, but I in just 5 minutes I figured out that she know nothing. Okay, she's having a blocker, she's having an issue, and I told her I'll help her out, and I asked her to share the screen, and she started sharing the screen. I asked her, go and get the file, and you can see the line number 15 to 20, you can get that information. I said that. She opened the file in front of me, she's counting line 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It's gone. Simply I understood. Okay, so you should not get into the situations, just try to know more shortcuts. Okay, even in interviews, the first round, okay, and the interviewer might ask you, I want to print the lines in between 15 to 20 of a file which is having 20,000 lines. How do you do that in Linux? Okay, because all your DevOps tools and cloud tools are Linux based, so when you're organizing them, you should know the Linux. Okay, all right. So I have a file cat exe password. Okay, now I'm interested in reading only the top 10 lines. All right, so head is a command which shows you the top lines. Head. Okay, head file name. Okay, it just showed you the top 10 lines. Okay, am I correct or not? Let's see that. Okay, so if you see this here, head prints you the top 10 lines by default. Okay, head prints the top 10 lines by default. Okay, so root is the one and 10th line is operator. Root is one and 10th line is operator. Now you're not interested in top 10 lines. Okay, you're interested in only the top 5 lines. Head gives you the top 10 lines by default. But if you are interested in only the top 5 lines, then I don't know. So let's look for the option. Okay, it says that n prints the first k lines, okay, instead of first 10. That means you need to mention -n, how many number of lines you want. Okay, what I would gonna mention is, I'll say -n 4. I'm interested in only the printing the first 4 lines. Okay, so root is the first user and ADM is the fourth user. Okay, head -n. Now I'm not interested in printing the lines from the top. I'm interested in only reading the top bottom 10 lines. Bottom 10 lines. You can mention tail. Head is top 10 lines and tail is bottom 10 lines. Okay, bottom, or you can also say the latest. Okay, so top 10 lines. So 23 to 12, 23 to system D. System D is the first and CentOS is the last. All right. Same here. If you want to see the only last 3 lines or last 4 lines, just mention -3. So it's gonna print you only the last 3 lines. So postfix, cronny, and CentOS. Postfix, cronny, and CentOS. Okay. This is how you can print the lines in from top to the bottom or bottom lines of your choice. All right. So here we have the list of all the user accounts and their home directories, right? CentOS is the user account. We'll talk about what is this X, what is this 1000, what is this 1000, what is this cloud user, what is this and all later. But for now, let's talk about these are all the list of user accounts or the user IDs or the usernames that are present inside the system. Okay, out of which root is the super user, which will be default across all the flavors of Linux, and another is CentOS or easy to use, or any flavored Linux of its choice. This depends on the type of or the flavor of Linux. And what these rest of them are, what the rest of these user accounts, what rest of these user accounts, each and every action in system will be happen or will be owned by certain user accounts, and these certain user accounts will do this. When your system is shutting down, this user will do. When the system goes for a halt, this user will do. When the system has to send an email, it will send this. And if okay, and if it want to play any games, it uses this account. And if you want to do FTP is nothing but sending the files from one machine to another machine. This user will be doing it. Okay, like this, each and every user account will have its own purpose. In the background, system will do lot of tasks, and to have an identity who is doing the task, this user account, you can see, okay, this is done by the operator, this is done by the dbus. Okay, these are all the default user accounts. Let's take this way. These are all the default user accounts which were created by the system for the operational purposes. That's all. Okay, and among all, just by looking at it, I can see which user can log into the machine, which user cannot log into the machine. Okay, okay, so this user account, when it is having bin bash, okay, when the user is having bin bash at the end, that means he can sign in. Okay, when the user is not having no login, that means he cannot sign in. Okay, typically when you put down your notice period, 1 week before you leave, that means let's say 5th is your last working day, on first what they'll do is they'll disable your user account. When they disable your user account, okay, your system, your account will go for sbin no login. That means you can no longer log into the machine. Okay, so just to sure, okay, whether this guy has done some mischievous things after he leave, if things don't work, what I need to do, just to avoid all these things, 1 week before you leave, they typically disable your user account, so that in this 1 week, if system happens to encounter an issue, you need to address them. So that is typically in any organization follows when you're working for any infrastructure based. All right, this is how you can see. Now I'll ask you one question. Hey Manu, you told me how to read the file from bottom to top and top to bottom. My requirement is something else. Now I want to print the lines in between 10 to 15. Now what I should do? Guys, you got my question? Anyone? Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Anyone?
Got it, sir.
Maybe cat etc password hyphen n and then lines like 10 to 15 or something.
That would be a combination of head and tail.
M5
Uh,
colon 20 range, maybe
sorry?
range,
Maybe?
M5 colon then
A combination of head and tail would work.
range.
No. No. Yeah, range, perfect. But how? Range is the option. Head only gives you from top to bottom in a serial, and tail only gives you the options from bottom to top. But how should I handle this?
5 to 5 colon range. I mean whatever the range we used to pick.
Correct. So to do this, you got my question, right? It's a very important thing. So if you want to print lines from top to bottom or bottom to top, you have simple tools like head and tail. But if you want to print certain things from bottom to top and top to bottom, they are easy. But if you want to print something from in between, how do you do that? Okay, in Linux, there is a very powerful tool called as
You
sed.
can use pipe operator.
You can use pipe operator, but again, you need to put some expressions and all. Yes, you're correct. You need to put a pipe, but again, after putting pipe, you need to use something called as sed. Okay, sed is a very powerful, okay, utility, okay, which can do literally any sort of search. Okay, but you should know it. It's just like a Excel sheet which can organize the things. Okay, sed is a command. So sed, if you just look for hyphen elf, it tells you a lot of options. A lot of options. These many options are there inside. Okay, so I'm interested hyphen n, so silent suppress automatic printing of the space. Mhm. And hyphen e if it is a script. Okay, so the usage of it is, guys, okay, sed hyphen n suppress the spaces hyphen e. Here what you need to do is, I'm interested in printing the lines in between. Let me show you. Okay, I am interested in printing the lines. Okay. And I'm interested in printing the lines. I'm interested in printing the lines in between 10 to 15. Okay. These are the lines that I'm interested, 10 to 15. So what I can easily do is 10 set hyphen n hyphen e. I can simply say use single quotes. Just mention 10 comma 15. Just mention p. P stands for print. Okay. And name of the file that you are looking for, xe password. Now it's going to show you the list of the lines that you have mentioned in between 10 to 15 only it has printed. The 10th line is operator and the 15th line is debus. Can you see this? 10th line is operator and 15th line is debus. Guys, got it? So this is how you can print something with ranges. Okay, this is how you can print something in ranges. Okay, now I'll ask you another question. Hey Mono, I am not interested in this way, but I'm only interested in printing 10th line. How should I do that? Or I'm interested in only printing the 13th line, or how should I do that? Range I understood. If you ask me to print in between 10 to 15 or 18 to 20 or 13 to 10, I can not 13 to 10, 13 to 15. I can do that. I know how to print from top to bottom. I know how to print from bottom to top. I know how to print in between the range. But how should I do for this? Okay, specific line. Same thing. Just instead of providing the range, just mention 15p. Okay, I'm interested in only printing the 15th line. Just remove the range. Prints the 15th line. Your 15th line is dbus. Okay, all right.
Only have to mention the line number.
That's all. Okay. Now let's say when this is called a script expression. Okay, 15p, 10p. It's just a bash expressions. That's all. Okay, it's a very common thing. Now let's say I want to print a 15th line and 18th line. How now? Just use hyphen one e. Just mention again. I want 18th line. That's all. It's gonna print 10th, 15th line and 18th line. Okay, 15th line is dbus and 18th line is RPC user. Okay, this is how you can print the lines from top to bottom or bottom to top or in between, or you can print a line of your choice. Okay, all right. Okay, guys, clear? Guys, clear or not? Any questions on this?
etc password is in a file name under the root.
Correct. Everything is under a root. Everything. There is no file which is not under root. Okay, if you take a tree with roots,
No, etc is a command or the to read the file.
just a folder. etc is just a name of the folder. Okay?
Okay.
etc is name of the folder or the directory. Let's use the word directory. Directory is the wording in Linux. etc is the directory. Inside the directory we have something called as passwd. Okay, if you see our directory structure, okay, if you see our directory structure, whatsoever you mention, everything will be under the root directory only. Okay, everything will be under the root directory only. So if you delete the root directory, that means you are deleting everything. Okay, if you just take a tree with roots, okay, it's a tree with roots, right? So this is the fundamental thing. If you just delete the root, the tree will fall. Okay, root is the base thing. Everything is under root only. All right.
Okay.
Okay, just like even the person who have created Linux also kept it in mind. Root is the first thing, origin. That's the reason he mentioned it as root. Okay, if you delete the root, the tree will die. If you delete the root directory, everything will die. Everything will be gone. That's the reason you should not give root access or root username and password to anyone inside the machine. All right. Okay. So guys, in Linux we have a concept called as AMI. We can create our own AMIs. Okay, we can create our own AMIs. I have created a machine, right? I have created a machine, and I am going to create files like touch. Okay, DevOps hyphen batch 50 dot txt file. Okay, touch AWS hyphen batch 50 dot log. I just created all these files. Okay, I just created all these files. Now, hey Manu, how should I take a backup of this? How should I take a backup of this image? How should I take a backup of this image? See, each and every organization will have their own standards. Okay, each and every organization will have their own standards. Like, okay, if in your organization, typically in any of the organization, typically in any of the organization, in any org, we have a lot of applications, right? In any org, we have a lot of apps like app A, app B, app C, app hyphen. A lot of applications will be there, right? And each and every application needs some configuration, right? Let's assume this application needs some configuration, like, okay, this application needs a.log needs to be created, some xyz needs to be installed, okay, some software git needs to be installed, and then user, okay, let's say app user, a user account needs to be created, and these are the steps that needs to happen. And application A, whenever you want to install any application A, you need to create a file called a.log. xyz software needs to be installed, and git, again, it's a software that needs to be installed, and app user account needs to be created. These are the 5 actions that needs to be done whenever any user in the system creates a machine to install application A. So every day 10 times you are creating an application, a server for 10 application is. So do you think that you will do all these 10 times? No. What we typically do is, for each and every application, we create a server of the version of our choice, and then we'll do all the a.log file creation, xy that software needs to be installation, git package installation, user id creation. We'll do all these things, and we'll patch that machine, and we'll mark it as an AMI. We'll create a machine image out of it, so that going forward, any user who wants to create application A will be using that AMI. That AMI. Okay. Let's assume I have created a lot of files. Okay. Let's assume I have created a lot of files. What are the files that I have created? DevOps-b50.txt, AWS batch40.log, DevOps.txt. These are the files that I have created, and echo. Let's assume app-a.file. Okay. Let's assume this is the app. Okay. File. Okay, these are the files that I have created. Second, not echo. Fetch. Okay, these are the files that I have created. Now, let's assume this is my image. This is my machine which I have created for the application A. Now I want to mark it as a reference. Okay, so how can I create an AMI out of it? Okay, so typically AMIs are created to preserve the machine properties. Okay, AMI stands for Amazon Machine Index. Okay, this is to preserve the system properties. Okay, so let me go ahead, and here I have an option called not this instances. Okay, a lot of images are there. Let's forget about everything. So when I have created this machine, okay, I don't remember what is the IP address of it. 81.144. 81.144. Okay, 81.144. Okay, now what I'll be doing is I'll just go here inside the top right corner. You have an option called as actions. Inside the actions, there is a folder called as create image. I'm going to create an image. So the naming standard should be like, okay, let's say if this is for the project, okay, let's say this is Walmart project. Walmart. Okay, so I should not use the names. Okay, MRT. Okay, okay, Walmart. Okay, let's say here this belongs to application A, and this is created on date 18 Aug 2022. Okay, just by looking at the name, we should understand, okay, what application it is, which project it belongs to, and when it was created. Okay, you should not create an image on last year and you should use that image now, because this image is outdated, right? So, so I just this is how each and every organization will have their own naming standard. Typically, just by looking at the name, you should understand which project the image belongs to, which application the image is created, and when it was created. You should have all this information. Okay, now I'm creating a AMI out of it. Okay, Okay, now I'll create an AMI out of it. This has all these files: Google SDK, a.log, b.log, test directory, AWS batch 50, DevOps 50, app a file. All these files are there. I'm creating an image for it. Okay, now I'm creating an image for it. Okay, now go here. Okay, go here. You can see the status of it is still in the pending state. It is taking a photocopy of it. It is taking a photocopy of it and keeps a backup. Okay, now we are making an image out of the virtual machine. Okay, now we are creating an image out of the machine. All right, let it wait. So it takes almost 1 to 2 minutes. If your machine size is 100 to 200 or 300 GB, it will take a lot of time. Our machine is just 10 GB. It will take just less than 30 seconds or 1 minute. Okay, all right. Any other questions, anyone? It will take 1 or 2 minutes. Meanwhile, I would like to address any questions if you have any. Any questions, anyone? Shraddha, Swapnil, Ashok?
Manu?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hi Manu. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this CentOS and this default account is for EC2, right?
EC2 is the name of the service to create servers.
Okay, CentOS is a default account name for which one?
CentOS user, CentOS operating system, CentOS
Okay,
Linux.
CentOS operating system. Okay, fine.
Manu, echo
Uh-huh.
command you have used, right? May I know
Yeah.
the usage, that means.
Yeah, I haven't explained it. That's the reason I didn't speak much about it. So typically
Okay.
echo is just a command to print. So whenever you're taking an AMI, when you click the boot option, it reboots. Okay, then only you'll get the best possible copy. So it's still in the pending state. Echo is just a command to print whatever you want. Okay, so echo, when you shout, hey, you'll get the sound back, right? Echo. So whatever you type, you'll get the same. Echo hi, you'll get the hi message. Echo
Okay.
DevOps, you'll get the DevOps message. Echo DevOps. Well, it's just a print. If you want to print something, you'll use echo. Whatever you type, you'll get it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Whenever you
Manu.
want to give any customers any more descriptive format, you'll use echo.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
It's still in
Yeah.
the pending state. It will take a while to come up. Still pending state. Anyone have any questions? Meanwhile, I can address them. Guys, without learning Linux, directly going to cloud and DevOps, directly going to what is Jenkins doesn't add any value. Trust me, doesn't add any value. Without learning Linux, if you either learn Linux, or either learn cloud or DevOps, it's just like driving car by someone else's direction. Okay, you can never be a good driver if you don't know Linux. Okay, so I'll teach 100 tools. If in your project you have 5 more tools extra, you cannot work on the new tools if you don't know Linux. You can be a self motivator and a self driver if you know Linux. That's the reason I focus very much on Linux initially. All right.
Also, one more question, Manu. There
Mm-hmm,
must be some restriction on creation of that image because
mm-hmm,
anyone who uses AWS that
mm-hmm,
he or she herself can create image like two, three for herself. So these
mm-hmm.
many people there. How can AWS accommodate all those images?
Okay. Here there is an option. Can you see this here? AMIs. What is the visibility of it? There is an option called as visibility. Can you see this?
Yeah, it's private. Okay.
Private. That means these images are owned by you only. Okay. That means you are built. Others cannot see it. In typically in organizations, you don't have an option to put them public. Okay, if you want to make
Okay.
them public, you also have an option called as edit permissions, and you need to come here and you need to put it as public. When you put it as public, everyone's yesterday I shown you, when you search CentOS 7 image, you are able to
Yes.
see my image, right? Because I published it,
Right.
because I published, I marked it as public. But in organizations, you should never ever do it as public. Okay, it should always be private.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. And
All right.
as a part of the AWS free tier, okay, then Manu, will I be billed? Yes, you are, but there are some restrictions. Amazon offers you 750 hours of EC2 free tier. Okay, if you consume EC2 for lesser than 750 hours, you are bill nothing. And Amazon offers you 30 GB of EBS, okay, per month. If you are consuming volumes, if your volume consumption is less than 30 GB, it's absolutely free. Okay, so again, AMI's background is a disk only, right? So if your consumption, if the monthly consumption is lesser than 30 GB, then you will be billed nothing. Okay, as a part of the free tier. All right, answers your question.
Yes,
Okay,
sure.
now the
Thanks.
image. Okay, no problem. All right. Okay, can you see this? The name of the image is Walmart app 18th August 2022. Okay, now the status is available. Now I can launch a machine from this AMI. Okay, now if you go here, instances. Okay, whenever I want to launch any instance. Okay, so you can say that. Okay, Walmart app A. You can also mention which environment it belongs to. Let's say it's a development machine. You can mention this way. You can mention 1, 2, 3, something. Okay. And now you can go to my AMIs. You have an option to choose the AMI of your choice. Now I want to choose Walmart API, Walmart AMI. Okay. Now I'm choosing the AMI. Now I also want to use the key B50 key. That's all. Launch the instance. This instance will be launched. Let's see whether I'll get all the files that I have in this machine or not. Let's see. Okay, this machine status is pending state. So pending state is nothing but resources are not at failed. Okay, so there could be possibly 3 to 4 states. Instance state can be running state, or it can be failed state, or it can be running state, or it can be pending state. Okay, pending state means your resources are not at allocated. Okay, all right, perfect. Harmeet, I do not have your contact details. Can you please post them so that I can share you all the resources? Harmeet, thank you. Harmeet,
Yeah, yeah, will do. Yeah,
thank you.
sure.
All right, let's wait for it. Still in the pending state, so resources are not allocated. Yes, it came up. Still in the process of initializing. Let's give it a try whether we can able to connect or not. So B50 is the key because one key pair only we are maintaining. All right. Now this is the brand new machine. Uptime is a command in Linux just to check since when the machine is up. This machine is up just 1 minute back. Okay, and the number of users signed in is one user, and the system time is 148. Okay. Now ls-ltr. Let's see whether do we get all these files or not. Guys, did we get it? Guys, did we get it? This G Cloud SDK, test directory, app log, okay, AWS batch 50, DevOps V50. This is a brand new machine where we have taken, okay, that AMI as a reference. This is how we can also make our own AMIs. Okay, this is how we can take our own AMIs. Guys, clear or not? Okay, and these AMIs needs to be patched or updated for every 3 weeks or 4 weeks. If you are working for a bank, for every 3 weeks you need to update or patch your machines. How to patch the machines, what is patching, all these things we'll be covering it tomorrow. Okay, that's for today, guys. Okay, guys, and editing the file is a very important thing, which we'll be covering it tomorrow. That's for today. Okay, I'm good to take up questions. Anyone have any questions? Also, I didn't get a chance to create our batch image, so tomorrow we'll do that. Okay, but you guys practice for today and tomorrow only with the keys, public and private keys. If you are having any issues, just feel free to post me. Tomorrow we'll make our own images. Okay, we'll make our own username password image. Okay, how to do that I'll teach you. Also today you'll also get a meeting link. Okay, you'll also get a meeting link of the GitLab. So where you can find the list of all the commands that I'm using so far. Okay, so linux commands.md. Okay, you'll get the list of all the things that I'm doing so far. Okay, you'll get everything here. Also passwordless authentication, if you're having any challenges, that also it's documented. You can just straight away come here and do that. Okay, I'll be sharing you this link. Okay, that's for today. So let's meet up tomorrow. Tomorrow session starts same time, so 7:30 a.m. IST. Sorry, 6 a.m. IST. So tomorrow meeting starts at 6 a.m. IST. Tomorrow let's meet at
Manu, by any chance,
Mhm.
is it possible to make it like 6:30 or 7? Because 6 a.m. is
uh,
way too early.
no, those are the changes, and people are joining with that commitment. So there won't be any postponement or preponement.
Mhm.
Only one time when you, I mean, I don't want to give you false commitment. There are chances that I'll move it 15 minutes early, 30 minutes early. No, commitment. So we'll start the batch on time, we'll end the batch on certain time, so everything is very perfectly scheduled. So sorry, we cannot change because I gave a commitment. Because of that, most of the people are joining on that, and they also block their calendar for next 2.5 months, and during the schedule 6 to 7:30 a.m.
Mhm.
and evening 7:30 in central. All right.
Yeah.
Manu, for now, for practice purpose, which image do we need to use? The work,
I've shown you, right? Just use this. Okay. So, all right.
the
Let me show
CentOS.
you. Yeah, yeah. Let me share you one more time. Launch the instance. Okay. So scroll down, browse the images. Okay. Go to community. Inside the community, just type US East one. Yes. Just type this. Get few images. It's this one. Use this image. Okay. It has
Okay.
all the recent options.
Okay. And one more question.
Uh-huh.
Like you said, like something 740 or 750 hours of free EC2 we can use it, right?
Correct. Correct.
So
Of
suppose
T2
now the
micro.
okay,
Of T2
when we
micro.
create an instance using this micro,
Mm-hmm.
then like suppose for the practice till the end of this course, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like I have created one of the instance and
Mm-hmm.
I've just stopped it, not terminated, because every day I'll be using the same image to do some of
Mm-hmm.
the operations on
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Mm-hmm.
probably class would be like only 1.5 hours, but in the day, like my still instance will be just stopped, not terminated. If we just take a 2 months of duration of the course, it may cross
You will
seven
be
fifty hours,
you
right?
will
That
be
time.
you you will be only billed for the storage when you turn it off, not for the CPU and memory. Okay, only when you power it on, Amazon bills you, but it will be very minimal. That's absolutely okay. We are going to use 10 to 15 machines in lab. Okay, it's
Uh-huh.
nothing. I'll show you certain tips and techniques. Don't worry about the billing. And when you stop the machine, the moment you stop the machine, Amazon stops billing you on the CPU and memory consumption, but the
Oh,
underlying disk will be billed. Okay, so
okay.
yes. So as a part of the T2 micro, Amazon gives you one CPU and one memory. Okay, 750 hours
Mhm.
means it's a handsome amount. Even if you practice 3 hours per day, you can still consume 10 machines or 20 machines per day.
Okay.
All right. All right. That's for today. Meeting link remains the same. Tomorrow, let's meet at 6 a.m. IST or 7:30 p.m. CST. All right. Let's meet up tomorrow, guys. You'll get the meeting recording in sometime today. Right. Any questions, anyone?
Sir, have you shared the commands link?
I'll be sharing it with you today after the
Okay,
session.
okay, okay.
You will get the session recording email message, right? And guys, once I mean from Friday, almost all the registrations are completed. Whosoever is interested. So for whosoever has registered, every one of you will receive a, Google Doc like this with all the details. Okay. So going forward, we don't be sharing all the messages like the junk what we are doing. Things are very much straight. Okay. You'll get a link like this WhatsApp playlist. So going forward, I don't even have to send you any sort of messages. Almost whosoever has confirmed and registered, everyone will get an email like this today. Okay. Google Doc. Okay. Okay. And this is the this is the playlist. This is my previous batch playlist. You'll get all the recordings in a single plane. And if I upload any session today, you'll get it automatically here, and you don't have to search or you don't have to wait for any sort of messages. Okay, you'll get a Google Doc with all the details. What is a playlist? What is a GitHub group? What is a lab tools? Okay, lab AMI, all these things, everything, including the domain, all these things you'll get it in a single plane. Okay, all right. So going forward, things will be like this, not through messages. But initially, I'll be sending this way because you are very new to this timings and all. All right. That's for today, guys. Okay, and please use this image for practicing. CentOS 7 US East 1 image. Just message it. I'll also drop a message to you guys. Okay, I said that I'm gonna show you how to create my lab image. I didn't get a chance. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay, we'll start the session with tomorrow. We'll talk about some good nice features with of Linux tomorrow, and from Saturday we're gonna start project. Okay, we are not like who does projects at the end of the training. We'll do the projects at the beginning itself. Okay, so in total we are going to do two big projects, one big project and one small project. So one is very old and one is very new project. Okay, microservices based project. All right, so with the knowledge that we learned in Linux, it's more than enough to implement the project. All right. Any questions, anyone? All right. Ashok, are you getting my messages, Ashok? Ashok,
No, no, Manu. No, no.
uh, can you just message me on this number?
Can you text me your number on the chat?
Yeah, I just messaged you. Everyone, I just messaged my number. Whosoever doesn't have my contact, plus drop me a message. Ashok, just drop me a message. I don't have your contact. All right. All right. That's for today, guys. Okay. Thank you.
And
And
Manu,
let's
like,
meet tomorrow at
how
6
do
o'clock.
you got the mail ID? Like, I mean, I didn't mention my mail ID anywhere.
Which email?
Like you said, like Saturday onwards, like it will be coming to your Google Drive or something like YouTube.
I'll
Uh,
ask you. People
yeah, okay,
whosoever
fine.
has subscribed, they have shared me a few people have shared the details. I'll take all the emails from you guys. Okay, you'll get a
Okay, fine.
notification from me. Okay,
Yeah, okay, fine.
thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you. Do practice. Come with double the energy tomorrow. We are going to learn something very much exciting tomorrow. Okay, that's for today, guys. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day ahead.